There's this incredible invisible network that powers pretty much everything we do in our modern world. And it's not on the ground, it's thousands of miles above us. So today, we're going to dive into the world of satellites, our invisible helpers silently orbiting way above our heads.
So let me ask you a question. Just stop and think for a second. From the moment you woke up this morning to right now, how many of these high-tech helpers do you think you've already used without even realizing it? Well, the answer is probably a lot more than you'd ever guess. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what they are and what they're up to.
To really get a handle on just how much they do for us, let's start with something we can all relate to, your morning routine. Before you've even had your first cup of coffee, this global network is already hard at work helping you start your day.
Think about it, right? You roll over, grab your phone, check the weather. Then you hop in the car and a map guides you to work. Maybe you stream some music or a podcast on the way. Every single one of those simple actions, powered by a different type of satellite.
That weather forecast on your phone? Yeah, it comes directly from these guys. Weather satellites give us this constant eye on our atmosphere. Some are in what's called a geostationary orbit, or GEO, which is a fancy way of saying they stay parked over one spot, giving us a continuous view of storms brewing. Others are in a polar orbit, scanning the entire globe, piece by piece, as the Earth spins beneath them.
Okay, so now you're in the car. That calm voice guiding your every turn is all thanks to navigation satellites. And it's not just one satellite up there. It's a whole constellation, a whole team of them working in perfect sync, beaming down incredibly precise location and timing data right to your phone.
Now, what's really interesting here is that while most of us just say GPS, that's actually just the American system. As you can see here, other global powers have their own versions, like Russia's GLONASS or the EU's Galileo. They all operate from what's called medium Earth orbit, or MEO. It's kind of the sweet spot, high enough for huge coverage, but close enough for a really strong signal. It's a truly global effort.
And what about that music or podcaster streaming? Well, that's the work of communication satellites. The best way to think of them is as giant relay stations in the sky. They just bounce signals for everything: live TV, your phone calls, your internet connection, across entire continents, instantly connecting you to, well, just about anything.
All right, so we've seen how crucial satellites are in our personal lives, but honestly, their role is so much bigger than that. Now we're going to zoom out from you and me to the entire planet and see how these incredible machines act as the guardians of our world.
Okay, this is a really important distinction. We've talked about weather satellites, watching the atmosphere, right? The clouds, the storms. But Earth observation satellites, they look down at the surface itself. They capture these stunningly detailed images of our land and water, helping us do everything from managing our farms better to tracking the spread of a wildfire in real time.
And now we get to what might be their most heroic role of all. Search and rescue satellites are literal lifesavers. They're specially designed to just listen constantly for distress signals from anywhere on the planet. They can pinpoint someone in danger and help coordinate a super fast emergency response, whether they're lost at sea or stranded in the middle of nowhere. So beyond our daily lives and protecting the planet, there's this final group of satellites. And their job is to expand the very boundaries of human knowledge and exploration. Seriously, think of these as our robotic explorers. They're carrying telescopes that can see an X-ray or infrared, or sensors that can literally taste the solar wind. They're our eyes and hands out in the cosmos, probing distant galaxies and helping us understand everything from black holes to the crazy chemistry happening in our own upper atmosphere. But that incredible view from above isn't just for science. From a military perspective, space is, well, the ultimate high ground. Reconnaissance satellites are the intelligence-gathering eyes in the sky. They're equipped with these unbelievably powerful, high-resolution sensors that can monitor strategic locations, providing absolutely critical information for national security. But what if? What if a satellite was big enough for people to actually live inside? Well, that's exactly what a space station is. It's a massive, crewed satellite, part habitat, part laboratory, orbiting the Earth, designed specifically for humans to conduct long-term research missions in space. Right now, there is exactly one incredible example of this orbiting our planet, the International Space Station. It circles us in what's called low Earth orbit, or LEO, which is much, much closer than those navigation or weather satellites we talked about.
And that proximity makes it accessible for astronauts and supply missions, making it a permanent symbol of global teamwork and our only human foothold out in the cosmos.
So from your morning commute all the way to humanity's future in the stars, you can see how this invisible network is just woven into the very fabric of our world. Let's pull it all together now and look at the complete picture.
So here it is, the whole shebang. You've got the personal satellites that handle our daily communications and our commute. You've got the planetary guardians that watch our environment and come to our rescue. And finally, you've got the frontier pushers, the ones that expand our scientific knowledge and help keep us safe. It's this huge, varied ecosystem, all working silently above us.
And that brings us to a final pretty big thought. This complex, invisible network, it clearly runs our modern world, from global finance to a simple phone call. So the real question is, what happens if it fails? Are we becoming a little too dependent on our helpers in the sky? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me.